Welcome back after that short break. You're watching DD India Live. Now, the head of the US Secret Service, Kimberly Cheatle, has resigned following a failed mission to protect Donald Trump at a campaign rally in Pennsylvania less than 2 weeks ago. He narrowly missed being assassinated, sustaining an ear injury. One person in the crowd died from the gunfire and 2 others were injured. Now, Cheatle gave testimony to a House Oversight Committee on Monday, but wasn't able to save her job, as Caroline Malone reports.
Well, Kimberly Cheatle has now resigned just 10 days after that attempted assassination on Donald Trump at a rally in Butler, Pennsylvania. He narrowly missed being shot in the head with a bullet grazing his ear, blood flowing from his head, and the Secret Service having to move him quickly off stage. But Cheatle, when she appeared at a hearing on Monday in the Capitol, wasn't really able to answer many of the questions that lawmakers put to her, including why they'd allowed a shooter to be on a rooftop within gun range of the stage where Trump was speaking, why when they'd identified someone as being suspicious that Trump was allowed to carry on and go onto stage, and how it was possible that this particular gunman who ended up on a roof carrying out the shooting and narrowly missing Trump was able to carry out the attack, even though members of the crowds and the public had identified this person and informed law enforcement nearby that they could see someone on the roof with a gun. Now, Cheatle may have resigned, but it's certainly not the end of it. There are a number of investigations ongoing into those circumstances and those events. President Biden has directed the Homeland Security Department to do their own probe. There's also a Federal Bureau of investigation into the events of that day. There's also going to be a bipartisan group from the Capitol, from the House, who have decided to look into it independently as well. There'll be 7 Republicans and 6 Democrats on a panel that's been jointly appointed by House Speaker Mike Johnson and Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries. They've decided it's important enough that they come together in a non-political way to assess what happened on that day, especially when you consider the importance of reducing any kind of violence, particularly political violence, in the United States at a time of great divisions. Just over 3 months now, of course, until a US presidential election. So we'll definitely be hearing more about where this probe ends up going and potentially get some answers about what happened on that fateful day. Caroline Malone in Washington, reporting for DD India.